back to my channel. I'm Rachel, the owner and creator here at the Eclectic Cottage in Spokane, Washington. Today's Friday, and for today's video, I changed it up just a little bit and I added in a DIY project that I have been kind of wanting to get done but just hadn't found the time, and I decided I wanted to have it done for this weekend because starting today is my open house for the season. And I don't know about you, but I love Pottery Barn. I can't afford Pottery Barn, but I love to go in there and look at their Christmas stuff, their displays. And one of the things that always caught my eye was they always seem to have a big tree and then they have it decorated, and then around the tree are always baskets of little ornaments. And I love that. And so I've always wanted to kind of do the same thing here in the cottage. And I always have the grandest plans of all these things I'm going to get done. And I was going through some boxes that were in my little storage room, and I found a bunch of plastic ornaments that I had bought last year to do something with. And I thought, you know, I should really at least have a couple baskets. I already have one with some stuff from last year, and this would give me a second basket to have under my own tree. So the third project in today's video isn't really a thrift flip. It's more of a DIY, a little experiment on my part. I hope you like it. So anyway, without further ado, let's get to today's video. My first project for today is this metal wall pocket I picked up some time ago at the thrift store, and for some reason I'm really drawn lately to the combination of black and gold. So what I decided to do with this was even out the front finish with one good even coat of Rustoleum spray paint in, I forget the exact name, but it's a gold, as you can see. And then once that was done and dry, I went over it with two good even coats of DIY's little black dress. This way I had a nice gold even paint underneath so that I could distress back to it. So here I am going over that with the second coat of paint. Unfortunately, my gold wasn't quite as dry as I thought when I started painting my first coat of little black dress. And I did have a little bit of resist in places, so it definitely needed that second coat of paint. I went ahead and painted the back as well, and then once the paint was dry, moved on to distressing my piece. For this, I'm just using a damp shop towel and going over all of the raised detail to bring back that beautiful gold from underneath and giving me that combo of black and gold that I seem to love lately for some reason. Once I was happy with how my piece looked and done with the distressing process, it was time to seal my paint. For this one, I decided to go with DIY's Big Top. Big Top's a beautiful sealer. It's really simple to use. You simply just brush it on. It moves really easily. It's relatively thin. It does leave a little bit of a sheen, which I actually wanted for this piece. And it's a very durable sealer, so another reason to choose it for this application. I love how this little wall pocket turned out. I hope you do too. Project 2 is this set of really pretty pillar holders I picked up, and of course I dropped this one before I even had a chance to do my thrift haul and broke it. Luckily I was able to find all of the little chunks of it and glue it back together. I still had some little gaps, so I went ahead and mixed up some Bondo and just using a little, actually that's a transfer stick, and my fingers, of course with gloves on so I don't get any of that Bondo on my hand. I smoothed it out as best I could and then just filled in all of the little holes that were still left and the little cracks. Then once the Bondo was completely dry, I took some 220 grit sandpaper and just sanded all of the areas that I had Bondoed nice and smooth. My one piece of advice would be, if you're going to use Bondo, you should probably do it outside. It is very, very stinky, and my poor shop smelled like Bondo for hours after I was finished. Anyway, once that was done, it was time to move on to painting. And for these, I picked DIY's Layered Chocolate, which is this absolutely gorgeous chocolatey brown. I just love this color. And of course, DIY paint is very highly pigmented, so it only took me 2 coats to completely cover the entire pieces. Honestly, I hardly needed that second coat, but I knew I was going to wax, and sometimes the waxing process can reactivate the paint a little bit, so I wanted some extra layers on there. Finally, it was time to seal my piece, and for this I decided to go with wax. I absolutely love the matte, soft finish that wax gives to a piece. And for these, I had already decided I wanted to white wax them, but I really didn't want the white to be overwhelming. So I started with a layer of clear wax. So I'm just brushing the clear wax on and then wiping back the excess with a shop towel and just working my way all over each of these candlesticks. Once that's done, I move on to the white wax, and exactly the same procedure. I just follow the direction that I painted these, so kind of going in and around the candlestick with that white wax, and then wiping back the excess and just doing it all in sections, little bits at a time. I love the way that the white wax just softens that dark brown up a little bit. It's such a beautiful effect, and I absolutely love how these guys turned out. And just a reminder, any of the paint and products you see me use today can be purchased at my website at www.theeclecticcottagespokane.com. It's listed in the description box below as well. And I hope you like these candle holders as much as I do. Last year, I bought a pack of 24 plastic ornaments like these, and I never got around to doing anything with them. So I had been doing a little research on Pinterest, and I kept coming across where people had painted ornaments either one color or 2 colors and then sprinkled them with baking soda and then applied different finishes. So I figured I'd give it a shot. I started with layered chocolate on 6 of the ornaments. I gave them 2 good even coats of DIY's layered chocolate. And then when the second coat was still wet, I sprinkled them really liberally with some baking soda. So you can see here I'm putting on that second coat and then just sprinkling that baking soda on. And then I put it on a skewer and let them dry fully. Once they were dry, I took a brush and just kind of scrubbed a little bit and brushed all of that extra baking soda off. And honestly, these were my favorite out of all the items. Before I did anything to them, I liked just the baking soda over the layered chocolate. So then I grabbed some different finishes and started kind of playing with these a little bit. So this is Pennies from Heaven, which is this beautiful copper patina by DIY. And I started kind of doing like a dry brush technique and really decided that I wanted it a little more heavy. So then I went in and didn't wipe nearly as much off of my brush and just kind of in a no pattern or with any rhyme or reason, just went and kind of painted the Pennies from Heaven onto the ornament, just kind of in random fashion. I wanted a little bit of that brown to still show through. I followed that up with Golden Ticket, which is the gold liquid patina by DIY, and same technique here. Now, I forgot to take any footage of the last 4 ornaments, but you'll see in the next batches how I finished the other 4. So these ones I painted faded burlap. And once they were dry and I had brushed off all of the baking soda, I did the same technique. So I started one, I did the Pennies from Heaven, one I did Golden Ticket. And then on this one, I decided to do the, this is Redesign with Prima's Decor Wax. And I think the color's called Helios Ice, something to that effect. At any rate, it's kind of a little yellowy, but it's very iridescent and super pretty. And I did one of the layered chocolate with it as well, and you'll see that in the final video. They turned out pretty cool. This one, I am using Golden Ticket, which is DIY's gold gilding wax. And then for this one, I am just simply going over it with clear wax. And then on the 6th and final one, you won't see me do it on here. I took it outside and sprayed it with a matte clear spray. Then I painted 6 more. These ones I did with Crinoline. And instead of using baking soda, I used cocoa powder. So I wasted good baking cocoa powder on this paint, but I wanted to give it a try because I'd seen it on Pinterest. So here we go. So brush the extra cocoa powder off. And on 2 of them, I actually mixed cocoa powder with baking soda just to see if that made any difference. I thought the baking soda had a little bit more texture to it, so I thought I'd give that a shot. Once I had all of the cocoa powder off, I went again with my same finishes. For the first one, I used the Pennies from Heaven copper patina, and I really liked this look. I thought it was pretty. This is probably my favorite of the patinas on these ornaments. And then once I was done with that one, I moved on to the Golden Ticket and I used that on one of the ornaments. I really didn't see a huge difference between this and the Golden Rule, the gilding wax, other than the gilding wax was just a little bit more it caught better on the baking soda and the texture in the ornament, I think. Then it was on to the iridescent wax, that Helios Ice. I really, really do like this decor wax over the ornaments. And honestly, in the future, I think I might paint a couple of these with crinoline and just do the decor wax over the crinoline by itself. I think would be really pretty. Then I did one with clear wax. And of course, the last one I took outside and sprayed with a clear matte spray. Once that was done, I took all of the tops, poked them into some styrofoam, took them outside, and gave them a really good coat of spray paint. This is just a Rustoleum metallic. I think it's a dark copper. Just upgrading the plain silver tops a little bit. Once the tops were dry, I put them all back together, and I have to tell you, I absolutely love how all of these ornaments came out. you guys think of my projects for today. I know it's kind of a little bit of a mixed bag, and I did have some other items set aside that I wanted to put with the candle holders and that wall pocket to make more of a vignette, but I really wanted to get some of those ornaments done, so that's what I needed to do. I hope you liked them though. I think they were a lot of fun. Let me know in the comments below if you have a favorite, and if there was a certain finish that you liked better, just let me know. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Anyway, if you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. And if you did like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I so appreciate that. Also, as a reminder, I do sell all the paint products you saw me use today on my website. That's www.theeclecticcottagespokane.com. It's listed in the description box below. And also, I now carry Redesign with Prima. I also have my recycled decoupage papers on my website available, and Sweet Pickins milk paint. So all of those products are there. I just got a shipment in yesterday of Redesign, and so that is now up on my website as well. Some really, really pretty things as we start getting done with Christmas projects and start looking forward towards spring. I got some really cute things in for those projects coming forward. So anyway, for Tuesday's video, I have no idea what I'm doing for that yet. My open house is today and tomorrow, so I'm not really, hopefully not going to have a lot of time to sit and do projects. So I'm thinking I might go on a junk run on Sunday, so I have a thrift haul for you guys on Tuesday, but we'll see. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I hope you'll join me here on Tuesday, and until then, thank you so much for being here. Bye.